Fortune and Strife features subjects which can be uncomfortable for a general audience, such as the use of drugs and alcohol, poor treatment of people of different classes or cultures, adult situations, psychological trauma, deprivation, survival, natural disasters, and violence. Listener discretion advised. In addition, these next few episodes of the show contain cultural and historical content based upon the peoples of Asia and the Far East. We are coming at this from a place of respect and genuine interest and a love of these cultures, places, and history. We may not get it 100% right all the time, and we ask you to bear with us and give us the benefit of the doubt, and we would let us know when we get it wrong. We want to be an ally in dispelling Orientalism that has affected the Asian and Middle Eastern communities around the world. Welcome to Fortune and Strife. I am Robert, or Bayoshi Shinichi, and I'll be your host and narrator.
I am Chini, and I am playing Tochi Gen.
I am Tyler, and I am playing Akoto Ricci.
Hi, I'm Eric Chalk, and I will be guesting in as Ide Minato.
Let's play some L5R in the Burning Sands.
Ide Minato returns to the Unicorn encampment with a spring in his step, feeling rather chuffed and triumphant as he returns the incriminating evidence that the other agents had gotten out of the Emir's estate and shows it off to those who might be passing by, and that he's got something special. And he'll return it to Asasia, who can definitely hear other people talking and whispering in the background about what a tremendous coup this has been. So, yeah, Ide Minato, let's say you do some sort of bragging action for your downtime activity. What is that going to look like as far as your check? I'm thinking the way we were talking some sort of performance, but yeah, how do you think you go about it?
Well, obviously, there's probably going to be a lot of hustle and bustle about the camp right now as they're trying to figure out what their next move is and trying to be ready to move as quickly as possible. So, Monato's going to sort of treat it more like a debrief and less as a outright bragging session. But he's going to pick his opportunities to talk to the various members of the camp to make sure that there are other people passing by or doing some sort of work close enough to hear him as he goes into detail about how he skillfully played Raffi and got him to, take stuff that they were going to have to abandon anyway as a surety of their commitment to remain until this entire thing plays out, and even got them a writ that will give them free passage through the city. And he'll sort of do this like a couple times with the various heads of the trade caravan to get maximum saturation in terms of people that can hear him going over this.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an air performance check here. So, yeah, let's do that, and then you'll get skilled assistance because Kazuki is going to report on what was happening inside, while Tomo and some of the porters will report about what was happening outside. So, yeah, you'll get two skilled assistants on this check. So, how did that go?
Really well. I got quite a few explosions here. So I got 7 successes, 1 opportunity, and I'll gain 4 strife.
Okay. Well, that's a hell of a number of successes on what nominally was going to be a TN3 or TN2 check here because you did something spectacular. It's going to drop the TN by one. Let's see here. 2, 4, 6. So that's going to be two little bits of extra for you. All right. And how do you want to spend your opportunity here on this action?
I want to act subtly, and not attract a lot of attention. Like was saying, he's not being really overt about this. He just wants this to spread, but not um, make it look like he's trying to spread it.
Got it. Well, the way it goes down is not only is Asasia really kind of impressed by all of this, but so is Rakisa and Liu. So I'm gonna give you a total of 5 glory for pulling off what you've done here and for getting recognition from your superiors. So yeah, gain 5 glory for your braggadocious accomplishments. And actually, that should be a total of 6 glory. One for performing the action and then 5 more for the bragging. I may have done it a little bit ass backwards there, but I think it comes out to be about the same glory gains. It's either going to be 5 or 6. So let's call it 5 for now. Yeah. Okay. And with that, you can finally get some rest after a busy day running around Alzawira, trying to wheel and deal and make up new lodgings and all sorts of excuses and operations that have been going on. And you can rest assured that your people are now all safe and sound. And if you can just make it out of the city in the next couple of days with the evidence, you can hopefully counter some of the emir's plans to wage a holy war against the Unicorn clan and Rokugan by extension. Go ahead and that's end of scene. If you need to reset your composure or endurance, feel free to do so. Again, you went to bed earlier than everyone else. You're getting up before everyone else, but you're feeling a bit more refreshed. You are no longer exhausted and can now finally shed some of the fatigue uh, and strife off of yourself.
Excellent. So, it's the middle of the night, or it's dark, or that's what I was planning. I slept kind of during the remainder of the day into the night. My hope is that I am able to be awake to keep watch, just in case. And while I am keeping watch, if there's nothing else that I need to do, I would like to mend my clothes because they were kind of damaged.
They were also damaged in the fighting. Absolutely. So,
Hmm.
yeah, you get down to it and pluck out the kind of rough needle and threads that you have with you to you know get uh, uh, get to repairing all of this. So I think that is a going to be a TN2 design check, Earth design
Hmm.
to mend. So yeah, go
Okay.
ahead and give me that check.
All right. I rolled Earth Design. I ended up with 2 successes, 2 strife, and an opportunity. The strife that I am taking is because I am still very shook about doing the killing I did yesterday because I did a lot of theoretical stuff, but I have not ever dueled and killed a person before.
I mean, and let alone in such a dramatic, just violent way as decapitation.
Right. I That is not something I've ever done before, and I'm trying to repair these clothes, and I'm seeing the blood stains on the clothing, and just from myself and from who I did, and it's like that still leaves me shaken despite being better off yet than I was yesterday.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. All right, but the successes will allow you to mend your clothing so it's no longer damaged. And the opportunity you want to spend, how do you want to spend it?
I want to use that to add durable to my clothing.
Absolutely, one of the best ones to do with the mending is if you can make it sturdier than it was beforehand. So yeah, you reinforce several of the seams, uh, make sure that things are patched up and are as secure as they can be. Anything that had been cut through or weakened earlier has been sewn up and patched or covered in uh, new and fun and interesting ways. That goes ahead and brings it up to a stronger than you had it before. So yeah, no, excellent. It's not long after you started mending that Marina wakes up and sees you working on your clothing there, and she's kind of speaking quietly to you and is, "Can I prepare you some rice in the morning?"
That would be wonderful. Again, hesitates for a moment. She, just quietly sewing, and then she says, Do you know where the unicorn are in the city?
You know, her hand goes to take up some of the uh, rice that was cooked yesterday, and she goes to mix it with some water to make a bit of a kind of a rice porridge, and putting it on to warm on what is her stove. But the mention of the unicorn kind of gives her pause. We might know someone that can direct you there. Why?
We cannot stay here. I told you yesterday I had no desire to put you at risk, and with a night's sleep, I'm feeling better, and we seem to be doing at least somewhat better. Um, we're gonna have to leave the city. I know the Caliph's men will be hunting us for one reason or another, but it's a revenge for killing the Bronze Viper in a duel would be sufficient, if nothing else, I think. He does not seem like the kind of man who would forgive and forget.
You see a bit of anger kind of flare across her features, that that she did not know all of the details of what had happened or who you people were. But between, finding out that you have been the one to do in the bronze viper, that you are looking for uh, a group of people who are ostensibly hidden within the city. uh, she has put a few things together, and is probably more than a little upset that the danger her family has been put into. uh, Before, it was possibly taking in people who have drawn the ire and the wrong side of the law. uh, but that's just possibly a local neighborhood thing, or something for the magistrates and constables to adjudicate. But this is we're talking about the caliph, the sultan, you know, the ruler of all within these lands.
I know it is a burden on you, and I apologize. I want to leave so I do not put you at any more risk.
In that case, I will take you there myself with Medi, but you will not mention our names or our family or how you came to be about here.
I swear I will not.
Um,
That's with paragon of sincerity, or at least I did have it. I don't.
oh, have you dropped a little bit?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, why don't we check your current honor and see if that has slipped that one or not? Because I might have you stake honor on your commitment there.
I am. I'm at 77. That should be. I think it went down and went back up again.
Yeah, I think it probably did, and I think that's going to be enough. Let me make double sure under social attributes here. Oh no, it's at 80. You have two virtue advantage. You've got courtesy. I think, yeah, right.
No, I had sincerity and then I got courage and I dropped courage, I guess.
Ah, okay.
Unless you want me to have flipped.
No, if it was courage that you got later, then yeah, we'll say courage is the one that has dipped. If you are paragon of sincerity, I will let you be able to point to that advantage instead of staking honor on your commitment not to name names. So
Yes.
yeah, you point to that, and she is willing to take you at your word here.
Not that I mind staking. I don't mind staking honor for it either because I'm not going to do it anyway.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, they'd have to do something real bad, like, I don't know, maybe torture Sueno in return for the names of people who helped you out, and then it becomes a more interesting quandary. But let's not do that. if we can help it. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Marina, yeah, uh, says very well. I'll take you at your word then, and Medi and I will take you to see them, or at least take you out of the Undercity here and point you in the right direction. It's not overly far. It's not like we have to
As
cross
close as we
the
can
entire
get.
city. All right then. Once everyone is awoken and eaten, then Midi and I will take you. And
Thank you.
again, if any of this comes back uh, on myself, Medi, or Sela, there will be a hell to pay.
I understand.
Turns back and goes back to working on the rice porridge for everyone in the morning. So there you go. You have negotiated a path to the unicorn. You have mended your clothes, gotten past the worst aspects of the poisoning and everything like that. We're going to go ahead and say that was a scene. So between scenes, feel free to reset um, down to halves.
Okay.
And then for a full night's sleep, you can recover 2 times your water ring in fatigue.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's a good sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sleep. Better than I thought we'd get.
Yep. It is something. All right, but yeah, you got a meal. You slept in a real well, home in a hovel. Still works. Uh, you got all that, but you definitely see that Marina is more bristly and icy than she was even last night when you wake up, Ricci, and even Medi is maybe a little bit more distant than before.
I didn't think my food was that bad.
Yeah. You see Sayla and Hayate talking and playing, and he's made a little kind of uh, samurai figure out of some old paper, some old discarded paper. Hayate has kind of folded it up uh, for Sayla. And he's sharing some sort of warrior's tale from Rokugan.
And I'll head on over to Gin and say, well, I feel that we may have worn out our welcome.
We should never stay here long anyway. We put them in danger with every minute that we're here, and I could not allow them to go into that without knowing, unfortunately.
Ah,
And Swin was like, "Well, in that we are agreed. It's going to be good for us to get out of here. These are good people, and kind people. They already struggle enough with the city and its rulers. Less, the least we could do is come in and disturb their lives as little as possible."
okay. So, I guess we'll need to leave here sooner rather than later.
Medi passes you a bowl of porridge, Ricci, and he says, "Well, don't worry about it. Once everyone's gotten a chance to get a little something in themselves, we'll go ahead and get you some water, something to carry with you. And if we could find a way to carry it, we'll even provide you with a little rice to carry on your way. But it's not going to be much. Hopefully, where we drop you off at, they can take care of you the rest of the way."
Oh, well, that is extremely kind. And once again, I thank you for all the hospitality you have shown us.
Of course, thank you. And we'll be leaving in uh, oh probably about an hour or so. So make sure you're ready and make sure you have everything.
Well, thankfully, we didn't come with much.
No.
And with that, he kind of steps back to his wife.
I pull Ricci aside, at out of earshot of Sueno and Hayate, and I say to him, "I do not know about you, but if the unicorn refused to help us get back to Rokugan, I have no desire to live on the streets as a beggar, whether here or in the city.
Same.
So, should they turn us down, I will bid Sueno farewell, but I still have my katana and I'm willing to go down fighting. Do you see it that way also?
I do.
Then let us hope the unicorn are willing to escort us back home.
Let us hope that their memory of previous conflicts is short.
And their memory of the Empire is long.
Agreed to that.
All right, we go back to the others.
There you go. I like
Heck
it.
yeah, we'll just grab what little stuff I had in the room and just wait for when we head out.
Got my book.
Yep.
As long
All
as I
right.
have my book, that's all I need.
Yep. No, it's not long after that everyone gets pulled together, and Medi and Marina kind of tell Sayla to stay here, stay home. You know, don't answer the door for anyone else other than them, and that they'll be back just as soon as they can, and as soon as they have you know delivered their your friends to their friends. And with that, they embrace their child, give them a kiss, and uh, lead you through the Undercity. It's again, it's not much. It's very small, close together. You know, it's everyone's homes, but towards each other. They're all made with uh, found materials. You know, trash, cast-offs, anything they can get to make them. Some of them are stacked on top of each other, climbing up against the walls of the sewers and the catacombs and different other underground vaults and cisterns and areas like that. And it stretches out in different snake-like warrens from one side to the other. You at some point can't help but think of hearing about the way the crab have talked about the way some of the Nezumi warrens exist within the Shadowlands or in the Twilight Mountains. But after about 2 hours of making your way underground, the pair of parents get you to an area that is finally above ground, and they bring you out kind of on the um, eastern edge of the city, inside of one of the neighborhood blocks there. And they say, you head out to the main street. You make a left there. You can get to the next major thoroughfare, and from there you'll make a right, and from there you'll travel that up until you get to uh, another avenue that kind of comes off of that one towards a gated enclosure, and there you'll find where the unicorn caravan is set up. It is a place where they have tended animals and they can lead them out. That's kind of an interior pasture land within the city walls. So that is where you can find your countrymen. Be careful. It's going to take some doing to get through the city without anyone spying you. I would keep any of your arms covered and concealed in as bad of the way as you can. Anything that's going to look different is going to draw attention. Luckily, your clothing is going to cover much and blend in as well as it can. But from here on out, uh, you're on your own. We we can't risk any more time than this.
Thank you. I make a gesture towards Sueno that she is very used to,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that is if there's any cash left, pay her.
Okay, yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm not paying for anything because currency is below me, but Sueno, if there's
Mm-hmm.
something, pay what you think
Yeah,
is appropriate.
no, and with that, she comes up and pays them 5 silver denarii uh, from what she has left, and you can kind of see from what Sueno is possibly pulled out of her purse that is the majority of the coin that she has left. She's got just a few left in there.
Okay, just seems appropriate.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I will give you all one honor for that last parting gift of a little bit of cash for a night stay and some food for people that have kind of whether they knew it or not were harboring people who were slightly bigger fugitives than they might have originally thought when they came into and to stay with them. And you can see that it's way more than they thought. Well, they didn't think they were going to get anything. They did it out of the kindness of their heart and for their son's happiness. But this is a sizable amount of money. So yeah, no, they're quite thankful for that.
Right. And then we leave as
Yeah,
quickly as
no.
possible.
Yep.
Mhm. And yeah, you guys are going to head out. All right. So, how are you going to try and make your way across the city? It's a couple of major streets to get there. You can try to go off the major streets and travel between buildings. You might get a little bit more lost that way. I guess that's kind of the question. Do you want to go the most direct way? Try to go an indirect way? Um, what is your kind of approach to this kind of situation?
We could take the rooftops.
We could.
Yeah.
Ricci's very much in the mindset of just going straight ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the rooftops, while doable, also runs the risk of
A lot more notice.
a possible fall. Yeah. Hmm.
um, I-
Or getting stuck when it's too far to jump, and having to climb back down and whatnot. But
True.
yeah. So what Ricci's thinking straight as direct as possible, and Gen's thinking indirect.
Yeah, probably. Ken is thinking that she is looking to Hayate to help give direction, make sure we go in the right direction, and Sueno to keep us, in the out of sight as possible,
Okay.
especially Ricci.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, if you guys are gonna have so who do you want to lead it? Do you want Hayate to lead it, or do one of the two of you want to lead it?
I mean, if no one says otherwise, Ricci will take charge. Uh,
I'd let Hayate lead it myself, but that's me.
Okay. Well, to get around the city, will the skill will be either commerce or skulldug. Um, so that is going to be
Or Sueno.
the two major yeah, the two major
yeah.
skills to kind of get around town. So I know it's probably a good bet with the two subterfuge there. And then other
Yeah.
people can kind of assist if they'd like.
Let's ask Sueno. That's
Yeah,
okay.
Sueno's more than willing to lead on. Yeah, so
Ricci, can we?
she spent a good amount of time throughout the city. She could try to get you guys there, and she's kind of thinking that so long as we look the part, we can probably just blend in normally. That kind of she looks to again as like climbing up and down rooftops. That just draws more attention. We don't need that.
And,
Um,
and
It sounds so heroic, though.
And when you mention it's like maybe we should let Sueno do it, Richie just kind of deflates a little bit and just goes, "That's
Oh.
probably for the best."
All right. So, as far as subterfuge goes, or sorry, not subterfuge, we keep wanting to call it that, but it's not. It's Skulldug. As far as Skulldug goes, the rest of the party, what do you got?
I got it.
Yeah, yeah, I thought so. All right. So, none from Ricci. Don't think any from Hayate, but I will double check. Yeah, none from Hayate. So that's 2 unskilled. And is that
And I
one
got
skilled
skilled.
from? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 2, so yeah. I'm a spy.
Yeah, no, it's the way it's supposed to be. All right, and then people on alert to try and find you. I will go ahead and it says this is against a team of 5. All right, so you will have a shortfall of 1, but she's going to use 2 opportunities to make this as stealthy and subtle as she can. Um, so you guys are making your way over towards the unicorn encampment, and you get most of the way there before you believe you've been spotted, or at least somebody like seems to have kind of taken notice of you, and then seems to have gone off to go and readily tell someone, or at least that's what Sueno believes. She's pretty sure someone has gotten a look at you here, but it's at a distance. Hopefully, they don't know, and uh, you guys can hopefully hide out or not be seen. But you might. But she's definitely very nervous that you guys might have been spotted with a, like I say, a shortfall of 1, but 2 opportunities of being stealthy. But you do make your way over to the unicorn encampment, and you are stopped by a couple of uh, very large, very scary looking, burly men with big, thick black beards and wild hair um, at the kind of gates to this kind of pasture land. And what do you want?
Your lady gave my lady a fan, and I was promised that I could return the favor.
Mm, a fan, huh? Mm. And I take it uh, they they also at some point shared a mirror together.
I believe they shared a mirror, but sadly she broke it.
Going through. The 2 rather large and intimidating gentlemen make way for you to yeah, head on into the pasture land.
That's cool.
And it is not long until you are greeted by Shinjo Alasasia, the one you remember as the seamstress known as Nazia Salik, uh, who you met again recently at the to have tea with, and she makes her way over to you. It's good to see you both again. I have some good news.
Oh,
Your yes, uh your indication of the Emir's papers proved to be uh, more than more than helpful in obtaining them, and we now are in possession of many an incriminating bit of uh, plots and details and conspirators that we can make a case here or even back home about what it is he is looking to uh, pin upon or put place blame upon the unicorn. So we thank you for that.
well, I fear that I carry bad news.
Mhm.
The bronze viper is dead at my hand in a duel, but I do not think the Caliph is going to consider that when he comes to exact his revenge.
Well, that would explain some of the rumors we've been hearing about him winding up dead, possibly murdered. Or there was some sort of fight, and well, we didn't realize that was necessarily you until late yesterday when one of our agents was able to get close to the palace yesterday.
Well, we dueled to protect or we fought to protect your safe departure, but now we seem to find ourselves in more dire circumstances.
Well, let us go and introduce you to the one who has helped secure this evidence, as well as we'll talk with Ide Lear about our plans and where we're going to be headed from here. But with the added danger of the entire city looking to find anyone who's of Rokugani descent and to turn them into the authorities for the death of the Bronze Viper. It is probably in our best interest to leave as soon as possible. Come on, then. And they walk you over to a pavilion tent that is still set up in purple and gold livery that you've come to expect of the unicorn. But you also see that many other tents and pavilions have been struck down, and the poles are being tied together and lashed up and placed on the backs of beasts of burden, as well as uh, many carts and caravans that they can set together here. They are looking to definitely break encampment and to leave sooner than later. They bring you in, and inside the tent is Ide Liu with Utaku Anjing, as well as Ayuchi Rikisa and Moto Fukan. But someone new is there as well. And Eric, if you would like to describe Ide Minato again for our new visitor.
Yeah, sitting at the table is a pretty flamboyantly uh, dressed unicorn. Wears pretty ostentatious outfits that definitely catch the eye. One of their more outstanding features is they have a big, elaborate, thick beard that they have dyed in the various colors of the clans with little mementos and bits and things associated with each one woven in like beads throughout it. It's not as big as the traditional unicorn. In fact, his clothes sort of hang off his body uh, in a way that at first maybe looks like they were poorly tailored, but when you see the sort of the thinness of his face, it's clear that he has been on lean times and not eating as well as he used to.
Well, he is certainly an Eiffel.
Very much so.
So the people who come in to be presented, at least one of them, she is quite short, with a kind of wide-eyed, childlike face. Um, her eyes are gray, and her hair is brown, but it's kind of that little streaks of white in there, like as whatever brown dye is on it is wearing off. It wasn't a really super high quality brown dye or anything. So that's kind of coming out, but and then her roots are black, so her hair is a mess. In fact, she may be the messiest looking crane you ever saw, because she looks like she's been through it quite a bit recently. But when you know what a crane looks like, yeah, that's a crane. The gray eyes, if nothing else, would give it away. Um, With her is a taller woman with short cropped black hair, um, who wears a eye patch, and she has a pair of blue earrings that seem much more expensive than, say, her social class would normally portray. The crane is carrying not much weapon daisho stuff, but she does have a large book on a strap on her arm that she carries uh, with a bag that she carries pretty religiously.
And very
So,
close to her. Yeah, that's the one thing. She's almost closer to her than the daisho on her hip. Yeah,
yep.
and Ricci.
Standing proud next to the crane here is someone who is not as tall as other samurai that you see in Rokugan. So definitely short by unicorn standards. And uh, with a completely shaved head and just an overall mostly friendly demeanor about him. Couple of scars on the face, kind of. Even though he's standing tall, you can tell that there's a little bit of tenderness around his midsection, and but the clothing itself is pretty mundane, all things considered. On his side, you do notice that there is a fairly large, bulging pack and on a closer look, you can tell that it's a medical pack of a sort. And yeah, Reach is just looking around and just observing things, almost with a childlike curiosity.
And lastly, a samurai who appears taller than he might normally be to when he's with the company that he keeps. Hayate is very also a kind of has the lean, hungry demeanor of someone who is a hunter and is looking to uh, find their next next bit of prey or get to the next horizon or whatnot. And he's also got some of the kind of reddish tint to his hair that the kitsune are known for. But yeah, he's unfortunately out of his more natural element, which would be alone in the woods in the mountains, and instead he is here in the heat and the desert and the sands, and it wears on him. All right, well, we have you to thank for all of this. Ide Liu kind of speaks up from at the head of the table, the somewhat uh, round man kind of spreads his hands out in front of him to the assorted papers and notes. Uh, the unbelievable claim you made that he was looking to uh, blame Meishido as an enslaving sorcery it appears to be true. He rants about it in this diary and in these notes and these letters he has written to others about uh, how how much he disdains us and how he feels that we have uh, worked against the nameless prophet and have been uh, nothing more than an enslaver's scourge upon uh, the burning sands and Al Zawira in particular, pointing out that in the two times that we have sacked the city, that it is only through because we have sought to gain and exploit sorcerous powers. Uh, is it is troubling and yet difficult to refute on some of his claims. He's going to do what he can to pin uh, Rinpet sorcery on the origins of our Meishido practices. With the Meishido being at up for debate within the courts of Rokugan at this time, this is the worst possible time to have a debate like this come at the head of an invading army. We need to do what we can to return to Rokugan as soon as possible, and to one, submit these papers into evidence to the Emerald Champion, but to also have the four of you commit testimony to Satsume-sama. So with that, these papers and your continued uh, existence and livelihood is now our top priority. Um, to With that, I'm going to assign Ide Minato here to look after you. He'll be your primary point of contact within the caravan. If you need anything, he can go ahead and bring it to our attention or to whoever's most responsible to your needs at that time. Um, that way, you're not having to just, stumble around, claw in the dark, and hope to find someone that is going to be able to provide you with what you need at any time, especially once we're underway. So
Appreciate that.
yes, so try not to feel that we are freezing you out or not. It's just more of a matter of being efficient and expedient when we're going to be as distributed as we are over, several kilometers of distance as we make our way from the head of the caravan to the back of it, plus outriders. We could be anywhere doing anything, and so it's going to be a little tougher to than just navigating through a camp that has been been set up and secure and stayed in one place for any time. So we recommend that you stay on whatever caravan we've assigned you, unless any of you are skilled riders.
I know how to ride.
Hmm.
Yes, we know how to ride, but the truth is, we of course know nothing of trading caravans and would not question your expertise on this. There is one.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Okay. There is one thing, though, that I feel I must say, and that is, it is not impossible that someone saw us making our way to this compound. We tried everything we could to stay hidden, but we cannot rule that out. There are many searching the city.
With that, Liu turns to Utaku and Jing. Go ahead, set up some scouts and additional guards. Break out any additional weapons you might need to. And Fukan, go with her. Set up whatever scouting you need, but I want the two of you to report back to me as soon as you can about the security of our encampment here and if we've spotted any guard patrols in and around the city. I want the two of you to work closely hand in hand to make sure that we are at least we know when they're coming for us versus them showing up when we least expect it. The two of them nod and make their way out of the main tent there, and you can kind of hear them dispatching orders and as well as kind of coordinating different ideas and tactics that they might employ. But it's become muffled as the flap of the tent draws back behind them. But you can definitely see they are pretty much snapping to and making ready for all of that. All right then. Well, being with a caravan, there's at least one easy thing. Unless everything goes to Jigoku, and you should be able to keep pace with the caravan on horseback without having to meet the same standards of uh, horsemanship that the unicorn do. They're pretty much going to plod along as well as they can, and you should be able to keep up and not have to worry about it. And we're not going to hold you to any higher standard than that. But if things do go bad and you start to fall behind, some of my riders may just bodily remove you from your horse and take you on theirs. Just uh, just be ready for that.
Understood.
Understood?
Sure.
Excellent.
Understood.
Um, and now, uh, well, I hate to uh, bring this to how shall I say it?
You are
This is
busy.
no, it's not
We
necessarily that
need
I'm
nothing else.
busy. It is more the fact of if I have to cut any three of you loose, which one of you knows the most? Which one of you is most important to return to Rokugani, provide testimony?
Doji again.
Hmm. Very well. I will do my best to protect all of you, but Doji, you are chief amongst the rest of them, indispensable to return to Rokugan. If there's nothing else, or if anything goes terribly awry with this caravan, it'll be up to you and whoever takes you with them to return these documents and yourself to the Emerald Champion. Is that understood?
I understand. Though surely you have a swift rider that is more knowledgeable about the desert.
Of course. However, again, you know the Rokugani, the legal system. These documents are worthy of so much, but the testimony of someone from a well-known family such as yourself, who has been there and has actually interacted with the emir, will bear a higher level of evidence and will bear higher or more weight to the argument of what is to come.
I will do my best then. And you can stake honor, and I will do my best.
Yeah,
If you
absolutely.
want. That one
Yeah.
is sincerity, but I'll stake honor on that
You'll stake honor on that?
because
Cool. Let's go ahead and have you stake, let's say 5 honor on that one.
okay.
That you are gonna do your best to survive and that you need to be, not put yourself in danger and die along the way. You need to get back to Rokugan and you're pledging staking 5 honor on that. All right. With that, he says, in that case, let's go ahead and start assigning you a caravan to pack up whatever gear you have, assign you a few horses to ride, and we'll be packing things up and getting out of here as soon as we can. It'll probably be either another several hours or tomorrow at dawn. In the meantime, take Minato with you. He'll assign you horses and a caravan.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And yeah, with that, Minato takes you out, and you guys find yourselves probably going to horses first. So yeah, they'll probably take you over by a couple of corrals, and you'll find some animals that kind of work with you or not. Um, Hayate is choosing to stay on the caravan and to look after everyone's gear, and he'll fight by spear and possibly bow if he can from the back of the cart. But as a man who has spent his almost his entire life navigating extremely thick forested environments, he has not learned to he has not learned to ride a horse for of any type of real skill or competency. So that's not his thing. Um, Sueno, she's got some survival. She could possibly learn to ride. She spent a lot of time walking beside your horse, Heart of Oak, back in Rokugan, as was good and proper for her. But yeah, I think she is going to attempt to take a horse under her command, and then Yeah, Ricci and Gin. Do you guys want to just take any old horse, try to pick out a particular one, try to bond with a particular one? I don't know. How you guys feeling?
Yeah, we all know that Ricci is real good at spotting horses right now. Uh, so, yeah, Ricci will try to find a uh relatively calm horse.
Okay, good. I like that. A calm horse. Excellent. Yeah, let's go ahead and say evaluating a horse that has got a calm temperament or demeanor. Let's make that a TN2 survival.
Air.
And that can be air to analyze. I think air would
Yep.
probably be a good one for that. Yeah.
All right. My air of 3, my survival of 2.
Hey, not bad. Yeah, no, Ricci will be probably a damn good writer.
So that's 2 successes and 2 strife and 1 opportunity.
All right, how do you want to spend your opportunity?
We're gonna take the opportunity, and this is more like one of those narrative details where it's like it says, people's strengths and weaknesses, that kind of stuff. I
Uh-huh.
kind of want to apply that to the horse itself. I'm looking for a calm demeanor horse, because they're very much there's a lot of activity going on. Animals know these kind of things, and they can get a little skittish at times, especially when there's a lot of people moving around all at once. So looking for one that's a little bit more calm, I'm looking for one that is experienced in this regard. A horse that currently doesn't have a rider, but is
Hmm.
also very much just ready to go at a moment's notice, but not really minding all the activity that's happening.
All right. I like it. Yeah, let's go ahead and say that you will get um what do I like better? Or what do you like better? There is the horse comes usually with a demeanor called loyal, which is air is +1 difficulty, but earth and fire are -2 difficulty. We can either change that to a calm demeanor, something else that'll give you a little bit different set of bonuses, or we could possibly assign the horse instead of tireless runner. I could change that advantage to calm if you wanted. Or sorry, I would get rid of the sorry instead of calm, I would get rid of the skittish disadvantage.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Cool.
would like. It's
So
just get rid of the disadvantage of skittish.
go ahead and write that in your own character section for your own notes there. That you have a Rokugani pony that has lost the skittish disadvantage. All
Excellent. Will
right.
do.
And then yeah, Doji again.
All right. So, again, also will be looking for a horse. She has experience with unicorn bred horses,
Hmm.
obviously from Heart of Oak. She is looking for a horse that will basically be able to survive longer in the desert, and get her there.
Oh, okay. So looking
She is
for a
she
more
just
hardy beast. Yeah. Okay.
a hardy and fast one, if possible. The
Okay.
reason being is she's keeping, and she will be willing to tell the stable masters this too. She won't give all the details, but she has made a promise that she will get back to Rokugan and do the very best she can
Right. I've
to
pledged
share
myself
this
my
testimony
honor on this. Yeah. No.
on
Absolutely.
this. And therefore, she needs a horse that can get her as far as she can, even if the caravan fails. She can't afford to be left behind. She can't, even if the caravan is left behind, she's gonna have to try to
Okay.
get in,
So
and
in
she
this
needs a
case, that
horse that
sounds
can do
like
that.
this is actually going to be more of an appeal to the stable masters, and I think that's probably the
Hmm.
best way to do it. To have them assign you a instead of one of their ponies, which is kind of what they're giving out to other people here. Yeah, let's go ahead and have you make a check to appeal to one of their stable masters here, and yeah, it sounds like you can either probably use uh, fire or water. I think both could work very well here. Although fire or earth actually might be the two best. Um, that from what you've described, because you're trying to use either both emotion or logic. Both have kind of come through on your plea there, the way that you've described how you want to talk to them. So, which do you think you might use?
Um, hmm. I guess if it's just fire or earth, those are the same. Water is a little better, but those are the same.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I think definitely the way that you've kind of described the action, I think it's going to fall into one of those two categories. Which one do you want to use?
let's go with earth.
All right, Earth it is, and I'll give you a void point to do it blind, or you can know the TN.
Mm, I will I will do it blind, but
All right,
I hope it
have
works.
another void. Yeah.
All right. And this is what skill?
Courtesy, I think.
Courtesy? Okay.
Yeah, courtesy, I believe.
I got 3 successes, uh, an opportunity. This is an appeal, and this is a new scene.
It is a new scene.
So I
Yep.
think I can, I can, I can doji again.
You can doji again. Absolutely.
I will doji again with this. All right. So I will go ahead. I've got 3 successes. I have 5 opportunities. With my opportunities, I would like to I use I use one opportunity to remove the strife
Okay.
I gained on this roll. I'd like to use 2 opportunities to suddenly recall an important piece of information not directly related to the task,
Okay.
or have a preparatory item that I took earlier. So I am going to, depending on if you have something useful for that, that's great.
Hmm.
If not, I have an idea of something I could use
Yeah,
it
if you got an
for.
idea, go for it. What do you got?
I could have an item that I brought that's like an apple or something to help befriend the horse that they provide.
Absolutely.
So we are
Absolutely.
friendly. That seems like it's conveniently, like,
Hmm.
not directly associated, but
Of
related
course, it was
and
like
might
one of those
help.
things. Like maybe along the way there, you gathered up, a carrot, an apple, a couple sugar cubes, and something like that to kind of bribe out and make friends with the animals and whatnot. And yeah, it pays off in the animal that that they've kind of directed you towards. Yeah, it's not directly related to the check, but it's part of all the selection process as you work with the stable master. I like that. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and then anything else you can think of for the other 2, or, I can give you,
Just
a horse that has an additional advantage called, like, hardy, or,
yeah.
yeah, something like that.
I'll use the other 2 to have won them over well enough that they're even a little better horse.
Exactly. So,
For
what you'll find is on page, 327, they have a sidebar for unicorn war horses. So instead of a normal pony, which is on the previous page, you now have a warhorse, which removes skittish, and then it adds 1 advantage from the warrior template, +4 endurance, +4 composure. So you can go ahead and add all that to the horse, plus the advantage of like hail and hardy. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. I will definitely take that. Gosh.
Hmm.
However, I will try and it will take some sucking up, and I will understand and make sure everyone understands I'm not keeping this horse.
Oh yeah,
This
you're not
is
necessarily
until I
keeping it,
get to.
and yeah, been ordered by the effectively daimyo of this operation that of any one of these people that we are dragging along with us, this is the one that has to survive. So yeah, between that and you sucking up and talking to the stable masters, are going to get a slightly better quality of horse, but not overly so. I think just but one that can carry on a little bit more than the others. All right. And Sueno is just gonna get a pony, and unfortunately hers is gonna be skittish, but that's fine. That's fine. Um,
We'll help each other out with it.
Yeah. Eric, question: does the Ide Stable Master come with a horse or not?
I believe it does. Let me double check.
Yeah, yeah.
The Ide Stable Master comes
I
with that,
mean,
whatever he
Sorry,
yeah,
wants
the,
not
to.
the stable
sorry.
master obviously should. Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, the Stable Master is a different one. It's actually
Yes.
oh,
I start with the unicorn warhorse.
you start with the Warhorse. Okay, excellent. So yeah, you are all good. You already have a Warhorse. So, um, yeah, you pretty much you have exactly what Genie has. Only Genie got the Hale and Hardy one. Um, so Eric, you should also do the same then, which is also to look at the warrior template at the beginning of NPCs and find some special advantage to give to your warhorse from the list. In fact, let's just take a look at it here because it's a small list, so we could take a look at it now. The warrior template is on page 311. And warrior advantages is masterful fighter, fearsome presence, or veteran instincts.
For someone who's such a ostentatious drama queen, fearsome presence. Like
There you
that's
go.
that's with Guy's horse.
There you go. You got a fierce boy. And then Jeannie, what do you think for the horse that you will be riding? Masterful fighter, fearsome presence, or veteran's instincts?
Veteran instincts by far.
There you go. I like it. All
The
right. So
horse
again,
knows what they're doing better than me, and maybe they know where they're
mhm,
going.
several updates later, Fukan and Anjing coming to see Liu have reported different patrols and the gathering of forces, and it's soon reported that it's getting too close to be comfortable. Sooner or later, they're going to make their way through and make enough of a push to start searching places they shouldn't be searching and that we're going to be found out. So it is within their learned experience as their master at arms and chief scout that it is time to go. Leave behind whatever we don't need and can't carry with us. Take only what's valuable. Pretty much it's food, water, and living cargo. And with probably just before sunset that Lou gives the order to have everybody mount up and to head out. And with that, the caravan starts the slow but inexorable march through the pasture lands there, lines up, and everyone starts moving through. It's two horses side by side or a cart, and then you just line up one behind the other and you start the procession. The few times that a small group of soldiers or guards might you come across your path, Lou is ready and quick to point out that he has a writ of passage by the emir that we are to be traveling to Shadin ibn Abbas to look after her livestock sources that they are flagging and failing, and that if uh, the cousin of the emir has requested our presence, that under his writ, you should not bar our way. And with that bit of prodding and bulldozing, the big man gets his way, and the carts keep rolling, the horses keep walking, and you pass through pretty much every checkpoint and gate within the city. And with the dropping of the names of uh, the Abbas family, you soon make your way out of the last portal of the city, and so the tension starts to fade back and fall away as every plodding step of the horses and the creaks of the axle and the turning of the wheels grinds on, and you make your way upon the first steps of the sand road from Al Zawira through the burning sands and back to Rokugan. I'm Robert, or Bayushi Shinichi, your host and narrator, thanking you once again for listening. Remember to catch new episodes every Monday. If you want to catch them early or are looking for more bonus content, please consider becoming a supporting member of the Patreon at patreon.com/courtgames.
I am Tyler, and I've been playing Akoto Ricci. You can find me on my personal accounts on Twitter, @ChurcherGames, or on Twitch, also as ChurcherGames. You can find the show on the web at courtgamespod.com, on social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram under Fortune and Strife, and on Twitter @L5RFNS. If you would like to contact us, you can email the show at fortuneandstrife@gmail.com.
This is Jeannie, aka Kikita Kaori, and also known as, at least today, Doji Gen. You can find me at my blog at the Winter Garden of the Kikita website, along with helpful materials for the RPG, and also on Twitter at White Veils or on Facebook. If you like, I am also found on the Court Games RPG podcast as a writer for Emerald Legacy, or check out The Table Is Yours for fiction readings of the FFG stories.
Hi there, I'm Eric Schock, and I will be guesting as Ide Minato.
This has been Fortune and Strife, a Court Games production in association with D20 Radio Network and the Rokugana Historical Society.
Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.